Hello everyone and happy Pride. In honor of Pride Month, I am going to be sharing my coming out story. Cue Diana Ross. I get a lot of questions about it. I also get a lot of questions on how to come out and advice and tips for coming out. So I thought I would share my own coming out story. I've tried to film this video multiple times, but I keep mentally messing up, and so I decided that I'm gonna do rainbow loom. Don't ask me why I came up with this, but I did, so it's what we're gonna do. I was really obsessed with rainbow loom. I haven't done rainbow loom in years, but there are 3 bracelets that I vividly remember making over and over again because they were my favorites to make, which is the single loom, which was the most common, the fishtail, which is also another very common one, and the rainbow ladder, I think it's called, which is going to be the one I'm making today. Why? Because it literally has the name rainbow in it, and because it takes longer to do than the other 2 that I mentioned, so I wouldn't be finished halfway through my story. I have the tutorial pulled up on my computer here because I don't remember how to make 48. I think I have 48 black bands. Oh yeah, I already have all my floor is nasty. Oh yeah, I'm on my floor. Yeah, but I have all my supplies here. Ignore all the cat hair on my floor. So I'm gonna get started with the bracelet, and then I'm going to get started talking about the story. I feel like this story is like a storybook, so I'm going to split it up into chapters. So, chapter 1 is coming out to myself, which honestly took way too long if you ask me. Hey, everyone's got a little internalized homophobia. So, when I was a kid, the word gay and lesbian just wasn't in my vocabulary. I didn't even really know that they existed, but I was honestly always obsessed with the girl characters in movies and TV shows, and I blamed it on the fact that I was a feminist, which I am and was, but that's not why I was obsessed with them. I learned what gay was when my oldest sister actually came out to me. At first, I thought gay was a club or something, so I googled what is a gay, a singular gay. And I even have a diary entry about it. But after I found out, I was like, oh, that's cool, I guess. And little did I know that I would spend the next 3 years battling with myself. I remember really not liking boys, and when people would ask me who I liked and they would harbor you about it, I would always just pick the one guy in the class that I was slightly friends with and that I could stand, because I just really couldn't stand boys. I thought they were so annoying. I even convinced myself that I had a crush on this one boy, but I really didn't. I didn't really want to be gay, so I told myself I was bi and that I preferred men. But in the 6th grade, I finally realized that I was just gay. At first, I wanted to keep it a secret, and I dealt with a lot of internalized homophobia. I feel like a lot of people think that it's trendy or easier to be gay in the time that I came out, and as now even. But it's, at least in my case, it was a lot harder than I ever could have imagined. It was very hard to come to terms with the fact that I would never be able to walk down the aisle with the woman I love without someone hating me just because I love someone that's a different gender than them. And, it's very, very hard to cope with. Or at least it was for me. I tried to deny it by telling myself that it was just a phase in hopes that eventually it would go away. But in time, I just became gayer, so that plan didn't really work out. Around January of 2017, I was finally comfortable enough with my sexuality. and I came out for the first time. Which brings us to chapter 2, the color guard performance. So the first time I came out, it was not planned and a complete accident. I was at a color guard performance. It was actually my first year ever doing color guard. And we were all waiting to head into the gym in a line because we were about to perform. And me and my friends were cracking jokes and like trying to calm our nerves. And when my one friend made a joke about gay people, and I was like, LOL, me. And automatically, like, I realized what I said and went into like a big fat moment of gay panic. And I honestly was really scared for what would happen because I didn't know if they were homophobic. I didn't know if they would hate me. And the person who made this joke is actually like my best friend one of my best friends to this day. And I was like, oh no. I was like, I don't want her to hate me. But thankfully, she was just like, are you gay? And I was like, yeah. I kind of waited a few seconds because I was scared. But eventually I just said yes, and she told me she was cool with it and that she was bi. And the rest of the guard was pretty chill with it too. The first time I came out was to the majority of my guard by making a gay joke. And I wish that story was the gay joke. Time for chapter 3, the gay of life. So my 6th grade year was also the year me and my sisters got. So my 6th grade year was also the year that we got Life, the board game, for Christmas. And every time we would play it, I would always ask for a wife on the get married stop of the game. And one night, my sisters and I were playing. And after I got a wife, my sister asked me if I was gay. And I said yes. And it was funny because I was really tired when we were playing that. And I just remember her being like, that's okay, we support you, like, it's okay. And I just remember shrugging and saying, I know. Yeah, that was fun. I, like, knew they would be accepting about it, and I honestly kind of forgot that they didn't know, because at that point, I had been out to a lot of people that I knew, so it was just kind of, like, crazy. Chapter 4, the car ride. Coming out to my parents wasn't the most fun. I'm very grateful that my parents don't throw me out of the house because of my sexuality. But sometimes they're not the best allies either. I feel like it's that way for a lot of people, but you know. But I am very grateful for my situation. It was like the winter dance. It was the winter dance in my 7th grade year, and there was this whole situation with this guy, which we'll actually get into towards the end of the video. And, you know, my mom was like, oh, like, how's your day with this guy? And I got really upset about it because it wasn't her fault. She didn't know. But I hadn't told her yet, so I just blurted out. I was just like, I'm gay. And she looked at me and kind of got a little quiet. And then she said okay, and the rest of the car ride was just kind of like awkward. She also told me that, like, you know, it was okay if I like wasn't completely sure about it, even though I was. Yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant experience, but you know, she my mom kind of likes to just like ignore it. And sometimes she acts like I'm still gonna end up with a guy. I'll talk about like marriage of the future, and she'll be like, whoever you end up with, male or female. And I'm like, ooh. So chapter 5, the ally. Coming out to my dad was also not the most fun thing I've ever experienced. He tries to be informed and he tries to be an ally, but he's not the best ally. But I came out to my dad kind of on accident. So I don't really remember how, but we started talking about like LGBTQ plus things and like topics, and he was trying to inform me about something, but it was not the right information. And it wasn't really like the right or good proper terminology. So I corrected him on it, and then we got into an argument about it. And he mentioned how he knew more because he researched it. And I was like, no, I know more because I am gay. He told me that he was fine and he was like accepting of it, which my parents are. They are pretty accepting of it, and I'm very grateful for that. They try their best. But they're not the best allies every day. But, it's fine. We'll survive. Chapter 6. Middle School, the horror movie. So this one is actually an interesting story, and this is how I came out to the majority of my school. Almost all of my class knows that I'm gay at this point, and I find that really funny. But wasn't always that way. So in 7th grade, at my middle school, we had 3 dances. We had a Halloween dance, a winter dance, and a spring dance. And then in 8th grade, we also had a 8th grade formal. This was the first dance of the year. It was the Halloween dance. And this one boy in my science class asked me to the dance. And I told him, I said, I'm gay, but you are welcome to come and hang out with me and my friends. And he told me that it was cool and that he would meet me there. So I was like, chill. We're gonna hang out as friends. But he told his friends that we were going out as a couple, and I didn't know that at first, so he thought his friends were just joking with him. So he was like, oh, let me buy you a ticket. And I was like, oh, haha, sure. And so I didn't really see it at first, because I'm kind of a dummy sometimes. But so he bought me a ticket, and I paid him back for it, because it was just a joke for his friends or whatever. At least that's what he told me. And so, yeah, I'm a dum-dum. But, so that happened. Now, come the day of the dance, a lot of people were, joking around and, harboring me about, being, his girlfriend and stuff, and I was like, there's no way that could happen because I was gay. So I had to explain to a lot of people that I was gay, which was kind of very uncomfortable for me because my school is filled to the brim with homophobes, and I think that's when I really started to figure that out. I figured out, one of his friends told me that he had told everyone that it was actually a date. And I was very frustrated by this because I already told him and other people multiple times that I was gay. I literally told him before we even went to the dance. And so I pulled him aside and I told him again. And he got kind of upset about it. And I was like, I already told you this, dude. I don't know what to tell you. And then proceeded to tell all of his friends and other people that I waited till the night of the dance to tell him. So, now my favorite memory from middle school. So, I am gonna finish this off camera and then show y'all the final result and we'll wrap this video up. I finished the bracelet. This brings back so many fun memories. I hope you all enjoyed listening to my story. I know this video is kind of all over the place and wackadoodle lantern, but I just want you to know that if you're questioning or in the closet or living, that you are valid and amazing, and I support you. Unless you're a homophobe or an LGBTQ plus phobe. Is there a word for people who just hate LGBTQ plus people? Anyways, wash your hands, take care of yourself, support the Black Lives Matter movement, but most importantly, have a great day and don't forget to smile. Bye-bye! I feel like I've hit peak elementary gay right now.